Didn't see it on official like X. Well, it's here somehow, so it is here. I just like saw it as well, which is like about like an hour ago. 1 hour ago. It's literally like 1 hour ago. Okay, but it just came out, man. But a new trailer by like Wild right here. Go Wild Together. Okay, but so I'm not sure like what the trailer is about, but yeah, let's see it, bro. Yeah, I don't know about this one actually. Yeah, I don't know about this one, bro. Well, the second half of it is like fine. The first half is like, what the fuck are we even watching, bro? Okay, I don't know what is man. Right together, go out together. I don't know, like Tinkerman. I guess like that they call it wild, so like they gotta put that name in, right? So yeah, you can check the IGN one. There is an IGN one, like Crimson. Can you link it right this way or like
Story of my visit to Capcom in Osaka, Japan, I once again sat in a dimly lit conference room. I was playing Monster Hunter Wilds.
I just can't with the music.
And tea strewn around my station. You must be tired of being stuck in here playing, said a friendly employee. And all I could think was, I wish I could play more. This is after I played the first 5 hours of Monster Hunter Wilds story and hunted 4 monsters in the Well Basin in a different playstate. I just couldn't get enough. There are so many nuances to master with the new weapon and gameplay features, and I'm the type of person who wants to figure out exactly how everything works through repetition and experimentation. I am a guides writer. It comes with the territory. But because of my limited time, I needed to focus on the main story. That's fine. After this hands-on, I know I'll enthusiastically spend hundreds more hours in the game once it's out.
Alright.
I beelined it through the story to make sure I could see everything I could, and in doing so, I crafted and upgraded only what I could as I went.
Oh wait, that's the thing actually.
Everything I could, and in doing so, I crafted.
It's the tree, man. The tree right here. Okay, Chatacabra has the guard skill right here. Okay, but they unlike the weapon, huh?
Upgraded only what I could as I went.
Alrighty.
That's the basic loop of Monster Hunter. Right here. Hunt monster, make better equipment, hunt stronger monster, and sometimes hunt something multiple times to get what you need. With my minimal preparation, I hunted the first 7 monsters. Chatacabra, Kamatrice, Congalala, Lalabarina, Balahara, Dashaguma, and finally a repel quest for the Leviathan, Uthduna, without much trouble and never once carded.
Wait.
When I played Monster Hunter World for the very first time,
is it based on the story?
Tobi-Kadachi gave me trouble, so I was surprised to encounter such little friction while playing Wilds. I was actually so surprised that I went back and replayed the story in Monster Hunter World through Anjanath, the 7th large monster.
Does that mean like
I've just gotten a whole lot better since I first played.
Does that mean like the what was it? The monster is easier? Okay, Wild's easier. Never carded. I mean, they could get like journalist difficulty. So like cause like like how like in the IGN showcase they always have a wide sharpness weapon. I don't think you're supposed to have wide sharpness like that early in the game. So there is that. So it could be like just journalist mode. Okay, but it could also mean that like the game is easier. I don't know, or it could be that like World was like this person's like first Monster Hunter, so they get racked really hard by Anjanath. A lot of people do, right? But like once they understand the game, like it clicks, right? Then like it's much easier. Yeah, it could be like just the thing. I don't think it's beta weapon though. Okay, but I guess we'll find out. I don't know, we'll see.
World, even though by that point I had been playing Monster Hunter since the very first one on PlayStation 2.
Never mind. He's like it's an old player.
I easily
so
ripped through everything in World up to Anjanath, who then made me sweat a bit before I defeated it on my first try. It's funny because I felt the same as when I played Monster Hunter Rise. I thought to myself, this feels so much easier, and in some ways this could be because of the fun zippy wirebug mechanic and other factors, but that feeling was largely due to my increased skill as a player after 600 hours in World and Iceborne.
Okay, the fact that she plays with focus mode, you know, where like it locks into the enemy all the time, okay, already tells me something though, but yeah.
It's not to say I'm now some pro-level Monster Hunter, I'm certainly no speedrunner, but I've improved enough to notice. I'm bringing this up because I often see this lamentation in the community, questioning, perhaps is Monster Hunter simply getting easier? I would suggest that we may just be growing into better hunters. Things are certainly becoming more streamlined and accessible, see optimal health and status recovery and the focus mode that makes it easier to aim, but the developers' goals don't suggest they intend to make Monster Hunter easier. Monsters have been adjusted to account for the new focus and wound systems, and the art director and executive director of Wild, Kanima Fujioka, said the difficulty in Wilds generally follows suit from World. Series producer Ryozo Tsujimoto added, "We've been incredibly careful in Wilds to guide players to the fun of Monster Hunter without changing the core of the series. And I very much feel that." Wilds immediately directs players into the meat of what Monster Hunter really is, hunting large monsters that could be set-piece bosses in other games. The main missions smoothly integrate many small monster hunts and gathering as part of the story, which is a wonderful way to teach players about these necessary activities without them feeling like a roadblock.
If it's honey you're after, I know the perfect spot.
I admit I'm conflicted about all of these upgrades. I
Spoilers,
find myself
man.
always
Story
wanting to
spoilers.
pull a back in my day and describe some archaic, ludicrous thing we used to have to do just to get by to be able to enjoy the game. Like delivering explosive powder stones from the top of a volcano while avoiding Gravios and Io prey, and then doing it 3 more times because the quest didn't count as cleared unless you were the one who posted it and your whole party of 4 needed to clear it to join the next quest. I suppose I'm trying to say Monster Hunter has come a long way, and making it less convoluted and stripping away its non-essential bits and pieces has made it more palatable to a much larger crowd. Now it's largely just delectable meat with the occasional bone and dessert. There are no bitter vegetables to power through to be able to enjoy everyone's favorite parts, except maybe grinding for a specific material.
What do you think we'll find?
And while on one hand I'm overjoyed that so many people have grown to truly enjoy something I love, there was something about being one of the few who prided themselves on eating their vegetables with a smile on their face. Even so, the evolution of Monster Hunter has continued to impress me. The nostalgia I have for how things used to be doesn't cloud my judgment enough to make me misremember how I actually felt more often than not.
So this is
about
just
needing to
basically
gather
commentary,
dozens of
I guess.
mushrooms and herbs and wyvern eggs before I could just finally hunt. This is tedious, and my god, please just let me kill a monster.
Ooh, classic Bullfango.
Wilds
It's a classic
delivers
one.
the thrill of hunting a monster faster than ever before. The main story immediately spits you into the thick of things.
Spoilers, man.
And you'll have hunted your first
Spoiler
large
to,
monster
like,
in the first
people
20
right
minutes
here.
after customizing your character and palico. There are no Kessedon kerfuffles to contend with. You are one of the chosen hunters to protect your fleet from the big bads, and so that's what you do.
We're okay now.
The action of these monster hunting quests are seamlessly woven together with narrative tasks that drive the story and exciting cutscenes that drop you right into the fray.
We'll meet up later.
Travel is often accompanied by NPCs who progress the story with dialogue, so little time is wasted. The entire experience feels full and is structured like a more traditional RPG, as you aren't posting quests from a
Okay,
board.
what about like story with like what was it? Friends, bro. Okay, but because remember like story in like in World was like cooked, bro. Okay, you have to like go in, watch the cutscene, leave the quest, then join someone else's. Okay, but I sure hope like they fix that problem right here, man. Sure hope so. Yeah, they kinda like fix it in like Rise, I guess. But Rise uses like the guild hub system, so I guess kinda different there. But yeah.
Loading into a map like in previous Monster Hunters. At the same time, you still have robust freedom to explore and discover things on your own without having your hand held. I'll need to play more to discover exactly how the new decoration system and ingredient farming work, but it does appear you'll still need to keep up on eating and inventory management yourself to be the best hunter you can be. I do hope there are challenges ahead that will require adequate preparation to succeed, as that's where I think
Wait.
Monster Hunter shines its
Okay,
edges
what
ahead
are these right here? Defender, Black Belt, okay, Tumbler.
will require adequate preparation to succeed, as that's where I think Monster Hunter shines its
Okay, Immunizer, Medic Sizzling, and Gathering. Huh.
brightest. But I do believe I may have encountered at least one of those in the Oil Well
So
Basin.
the food system is more like, yeah, like Rice ones, I guess.
We discussed the Oil Well Basin and the 4 monsters.
Elder
hunted
Melder
there
Fire
at length
replaced
in our
by with
interview
Sexy
the
Melder,
developers.
we'll take
But
that.
To summarize, from
I'll
Popolo,
take that
Jarigan,
over like
Gravios, and
the old
Ares
Elder.
Apex, the Black Flame New Udra, inhabit the Oil Well Basin, which is designed to be more vertically connected rather than the more horizontally laid out Windward Plains and Scarlet Forest. Though it's filled with lava and mucky oil silt, it's inspired by the deep sea and the inhabitants of the ocean floor. This is much more apparent during the Plenty, especially at night, where deep into the Oil Well Basin takes on an ethereal blue hue to contrast its muddy palette during the fallow and the bright, burning red-oranges of the Fire Spring. The change in climate sometimes made me feel like I was in an entirely
Wait,
different
it actually changes like
The
that?
change in
Okay, from the normal one into like
climate
this one.
sometimes
Ooh.
made me feel like I was in an entirely different place. And this
Okay, will it change mid-hunt or not though? So we have a day and night cycle in like World as well, but like, you know, okay, usually in the quest they don't really cycle in the middle, I guess. Okay, assuming like you don't take that long, I guess, but
was even more pronounced in the Oil Well Basin. The appearance even changes quite drastically from day to night, which add even more variety to these vast, large, diverse maps, meant to be 2 to 2.5 times the size of the maps in World. I feel like I barely got a handle on the layout of the Oil Well Basin while hunting, and will likely need to make a concerted effort to learn its flow and remember where things are, like the very helpful environmental traps.
ooh, okay.
As for the monsters I faced there, they were a unique and impressive bunch. Rompopolo is absolutely grotesque and makes great use of its environment by injecting gas into the ground to cause large explosions that bubble up from beneath the oil silts. When I beat it down enough, it deflated, a hilariously sad sight I was delighted to experience.
Got it on the ground.
I can
got
see
that
Jarikan
skinny
giving
bro.
some players a bit of trouble. It's an ape-like fang beast that's aggressive, fast, and strong. It also just looks cool. How its body glows when it gets ramped up is magnificent, as is one of its strongest
let's go,
attacks,
bro.
which looks kinda like a
Hourglass.
fiery Sonic the Hedgehog homing attack. Though Gravios, a returning monster, has been a pain in the ass to fight in previous games with its hardy HP pool and super tough defenses, I found fighting it in Wilds much more enjoyable.
With the sharp, wide sharpness weapon, bro, let's
Its
go.
hitboxes are more finely tuned, and the developers were able to gradate the toughness of its body more specifically, so it was easier to land hits on the points I actually wanted to get at. I also didn't get hit by seemingly unfair hip checks, which was a welcome change. Gravios has a new attack the devs were happy to be able to implement too. A beam focused on the ground that turns the immediate surroundings into molten rock that persists with a fiery effect for a few seconds.
Alright.
When it comes to the Apex, New Udra,
New Udra.
wow, that thing is awesome, and it also really threatened to kick my ass. It's the only monster that carded me during my playtime with Wilds,
Bitch.
and I had the
Yeah.
hardest time getting a read on its movements and intentions.
Final preview update, man. Oh, it's
New
carded,
Udra
bro.
is an
bitch.
octopus-like cephalopod that uses a skeleton entirely new to the Monster
Yeah,
Hunter
final
series.
preview, so commentary
of
by
course,
like the
I wouldn't
IGN,
have
I
any
guess.
familiarity to rely on. Its tentacles can all move independently of each other, and it hits hard. Its unpredictable, multi-directional attack patterns seem to encourage teaming up with friends or at least NPC support hunters too. New Udra is uniquely beautiful. The sensory organs on the tips of its tentacles glow when it intends to use them in an attack, and occasionally covers itself in oil silt and engulfs itself in flames. Another cool use of the
Mounted,
environment
bro.
by an oil
Yeah, this is
basin
the
inhabitant. One
earlier
of its
video, I
attacks
guess.
even resembles a dangerous fireworks display. Truly, New Udra is an impressive sight to behold. A slithering, octopus-like, menacing creature engulfed in flame, hell-bent on your destruction.
Oh yeah, firing it hot,
I'm really
man.
looking forward to how this creature is incorporated into Monster Hunter Wilds' story, too. I had no real context around the monster hunts in my time in the Oil Well Basin, as I could only really experience the hunts themselves after the quest start and before the quest complete screen. So all I can really tell you is that the monsters I fought in this build were high rank, as well as my equipment. The build I played in graphics mode on the PS5 also performed significantly better than the open beta test. The monsters and environments acted as they were meant to, for the most part, and I didn't experience any jarring graphical issues or bugs. This comes with the caveats that I was offline playing in single player, and that I, personally, probably wouldn't notice if there was a small graphical stutter while fighting for my life. But if you're in it for the gameplay, I can confidently say that Monster Hunter Wilds works well and looks good, in my opinion. I'm especially impressed by the fire and lava effects I saw in the oil well basin.
Wow, what a view!
One of my biggest curiosities is how Wild's story progression will work in multiplayer, as it's one of the best parts about Monster
that's the
Hunter
thing,
and
bro.
something I haven't been able to experience in Wilds outside of the open beta test. But I'm told you'll be able to play through the story with friends without the roadblocks encountered in World, which is the most important factor to me. The impressive variety of monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds, both in appearance and behavior, and the environments I've seen have so much attention to detail that it's clear how much care the developers put into the series. This is especially so after speaking with them about it. Truthfully, I could yap about Monster Hunter for days, but I'll leave it at this. I can't wait to sink another 300 hours into a new Monster Hunter.
Alright. Think it's all the
Thanks
final
for
preview
watching
for
our
it, I guess,
preview
right?
on Monster Hunter Wilds. Make sure to look out for the full final review closer to launch. For more on Monster Hunter Wilds now, don't miss our interview with the developers on the Oil Well Basins and its apex, New Udra, or our inside look at how the devs select monsters. And for
Still have
everything
no
else in
news
the
on
world of
like
gaming,
the
stick
Apex,
with
not the
IGN.
Apex, the flagship, bro. Still have no news on the flagship over there. Okay, but well, that was like a full commentary by by this, I guess. Okay, but full commentary for that. Okay, well, school and all, but we definitely need like to actually play the game to actually put that in as well. So when it says like the performance issue and everything, right? Yeah, we'll have to actually play it later, man. Well, I guess we'll find that out okay, soon, bro. Okay, soon. Okay, but yeah, in like just like 1 month away. Okay, so release already, and before that, like we have the beta as well. Okay, but yep. Well, I guess that's the final preview for that, man. That and like the 1 minute trailer, bro. Ditch. Well, I mean like this video, like a full commentary, but like it's way better than like the 1 minute thing, I guess. ATV confirm won't be bad in like Wilds, because like what's bad about it is the hit zone. So yeah, which is problem of like Clutch Claw, right? So yeah, unless Clutch Claw comes back in like a Wilds, then well, this is gonna be a shit iteration right here, shit entry. Okay, but well, it is what it is, man. That's the final preview right there, and the 1 minute trailer. But alright. Well, okay, let's go back to the game, bro. Let's go back.